All right, let's dive right into the powerful beginning of Sharon Creech's novel, Ruby Holler. We're going to explore the story of two kids who journey from a world of just pure survival to a new home that's so full of kindness, it's like landing on another planet. This one sentence from our main character, Florida, it tells you everything. And this isn't, just some teenage drama. This is the cold, hard belief of a 13-year-old who is absolutely convinced she's trapped forever. That's the sound of hopelessness. So, who are these unhomed twins? Let's get to know Dallas and Florida, a couple of true survivors who've basically been taught by life that the world is not a place you can trust. You can really see here how they cope in completely opposite ways. Trapped in the same grim place, they escape in different directions. Dallas, he just goes inward, He finds his freedom in daydreams about magical silver birds. Florida, on the other hand, she just explodes outward, all sharp words and defiance, ready to fight the world head-on. So yeah, their past gets them slapped with this label, the Trouble Twins. And you can see why. They've been returned by every single foster family. From all that, they've learned one really, really hard lesson that shapes their entire view of the world. Adults are people you have to get away from. So where does a lesson like that come from? Well, to get these kids, you have to get the place that made them, the Boxton Creek Home. And let me tell you, this was not a home. It was an institution built on nothing but control and fear. I mean, just look at this list of rules. It's absurd. No stupid running, no talking, no dropping. It's like a system perfectly designed to just crush every single spark of childhood energy or joy right out of them. And this quote? Wow. This tells you everything you need to know about the people in charge, the Trepids. They don't see children who need to be cared for. They see a threat that has to be controlled. Mrs. Trepid honestly believes these kids are a danger, and that fear is behind every single soul-crushing rule. And of course, breaking any of these impossible rules leads to some pretty grim punishments. We're talking hours in a dark, damp thinking corner, wearing these humiliating, scratchy, I've been bad shirts, and just ruling endless labor. This is the daily reality that has taught Dallas and Florida to always expect the worst. But then, something changes. A so-called splendid opportunity shows up. But for kids who've learned that too good to be true always, always is, well, this doesn't feel like a rescue. It feels like a brand new kind of trap. So this older couple shows up, Tiller and Sairy, and they have this really strange proposal. They need 2 children for 2 separate summer adventures. And there's the catch. For the first time in their lives, Dallas and Florida would be split up. And Florida's reaction is instant. Don't trust them. And you gotta understand, this isn't just her being pessimistic. This is a survival instinct. Her mind immediately goes to the last very, very nice couple, the one that had snakes. For her, kindness is always just a mask for danger. So no, their first impression isn't hope. It's deep, deep suspicion. Tiller and Sairy aren't saviors. In Florida's mind, they're just a couple of old lunatics. This isn't a new life. It's just the next potential disaster. But this time, everything is different. It's really different. The moment they arrive at Ruby Holler, it's like they've stepped into another universe, one that operates on principles they just can't possibly comprehend. I mean, just look at this contrast. It is night and day. They go from a tilting, rule-infested building to a lush green valley. From tasteless mush to feasts of cornbread and ham. From bare, lumpy beds to a soft loft with colorful quilts. Every single detail of their life has been turned completely upside down. And yet, even here, in what looks like paradise, Florida's brain is still in survival mode. One of her first questions is, you got a snake pit? She is actively looking for the hidden danger, for the inevitable punishment that she is positive has to be coming. Then comes this moment that just completely shatters their whole reality. Tiller asks for help fixing a boat, but instead of a threat, he offers payment, $5 an hour. To kids who have only ever known forced labor as punishment, the idea of being paid for work is completely and totally alien. Okay, And this is where their old way of thinking just crashes head-on with this new world. Trying to be helpful, they take initiative. And what do? They chop down Tiller's favorite maple tree and hack a huge, jagged hole in the barn for a new window, genuinely believing they've done something good. So when they see the pure horror on Tiller's face, Florida's defenses shoot right back up. She yells this line, just bracing for the punishment she knows is coming. For her, this is it. This is the moment the nice couple act ends and the real punishment begins. But the punishment never comes. Instead, Sairy delivers this stunningly kind response. She reframes their destruction as a thoughtful act. This radical forgiveness is so alien, it leaves everyone, even Tiller, just speechless. It's a moment that shatters everything they thought they knew about adults. And that brings us to the real heart of the matter here. The biggest challenge for Dallas and Florida isn't escaping a physical place anymore. It's escaping the prison of their own past and learning how to trust a world that has only ever hurt them. So they're left with this impossible dilemma. All the evidence, the food, the money, the kindness, it all points to safety. And yet their old survival plan, to escape on the freight train, that remains their default. Florida's instinct to run is still so much stronger than her ability to trust. But we do start to see the first cracks in her armor. Tiller finds Florida in a quiet moment, sitting in a rocking chair, something she's never even seen before, and she's gently rocking two small wooden birds, whispering to them. It's this beautiful, unguarded glimpse of the child underneath all that toughness, a child with a deep need for the comfort she's never had. And that really brings us to the core question of this whole story. What happens when children who are built for survival are finally offered a place where they can simply live? As they're learning, the journey to unlearn fear and accept kindness can be way harder than any physical escape. Thanks for joining me on this one.